I'm Paul,
I'm Steve.
and this is Check Yourself. This is going to be probably our usual format for the upcoming foreseeable future is whatever we're reading is what we're going to talk about. Eventually, we're going to have a, fingers crossed, an interview with, Mr. Rail W. Nolan. And but for the most part, it's just going to be whatever we're reading is what we're going to talk about.
And just keep in mind the titles are going to become more and more shocking until you guys start clicking on every single one of them.
That's right.
Speaking of which, you ought to like and subscribe and turn on the notifications so you don't miss a single episode.
That's right.
So they don't miss a single episode, Bob.
So that being said, what do you got? What have you been reading?
I've been reading. I picked this up at Goodwill. See, this is the good thing about going to Goodwill.
Yeah.
This book I picked up a while ago. It's called The Best from Fantasy and Science Fiction, 7th series. You see, Fantasy and Science Fiction is a magazine. It's been around, I want to say, since the 40s. Well, let's put it this way. This is the 7th collection that they put out, and they put this out in 1956. It says, I never understand this. Copyright, 1956, 1957, 1958. So I don't know if that means the stories are from those 3 years, or that's when the book got put out.
When the book got put out.
Okay.
Because if you go through the list of like titles, because there's like the table of contents, and then there's like a list of the stories. It'll have the individual copyrights for the stories in them too.
They messed up on that one because they did not do that.
Oh, bums. Case. Is that the book that has Killdozer in it?
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Let me know when you get to Killdozer, man. I would love to do another Killdozer episode.
You got it. This one was edited by Anthony Booker.
Okay.
But it's been interesting because, I like science fiction, as people may remember, and I don't read nearly enough of it. And I've been looking for some to read, and I tried a few modern ones. I liked the one about the aliens coming to the 3-body problem. I like that book. I like the TV series. I tried to read the second one. I just couldn't get into the second one. And so I haven't really found a modern sci-fi that I really like other than stupid space opera stuff. But yeah. I started reading this, and the first couple of ones I read, so I read Bertram Chandler, The Cage, which is about some space travelers. Their ship malfunctions somehow. They crash on a planet. All it has is vegetation and animals. They don't, non-intelligent animals. But then some aliens come along and capture them and don't know that they're an intelligent species. So they got to figure out, how do we prove we're an intelligent species? And the way they end up proving that they're an intelligent species is really, it's interesting. A little twist at the end. Like, it makes you think, like, how would you? Like, okay, their clothes got eaten off by some fungus, so they're all naked. They don't have clothes to prove it. They don't have any of their electronics. That all got destroyed. Anything they had with them got destroyed. So as far as this alien race is concerned, they end up putting them in a zoo.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's an interesting thought experiment. How would you prove that you're and they end up doing it accidentally. But the thing that kind of got to me was it is very much a product of its time. Well, I wouldn't say very much. It's sort of a product of its time. It's misogynistic a little bit.
Yeah.
Campy. I like the campy part.
Yeah.
But then I was like, it's an interesting. Then I went on. I read another one by Avram Davidson. It was really good. It's called Mr. Stillwell's Stage, and it's really neat. It's science fiction in the sense of this guy invents a thing and builds a thing that you don't know how it works. It's got to come from the future, right?
Sure.
And he uses it in a very interesting way. And that's a good story. So if anybody knows Avram Davidson, if you guys know him, let me know if his other stuff is as good as Mr. Stillwell's Stage. It's a good story. I like
That's
it.
cool.
And it's funny too. Like he's got comedy, some comedy in there. And that's the one I sent you a message and said, I can see how maybe Douglas Adams might have been influenced by. Well, and certainly Douglas Adams was probably influenced by 1950s science fiction, right?
Well, I think a lot of British writers, like even the serious ones, there's like if you read it a certain way, some of it's pretty damn funny, you know, or quirky, and that's what I enjoy about it. It's funny too about your how would you prove your intelligent life or intelligence is like that's sort of the theme to one of my favorite sci-fi series is the H.B. and Piper's Fuzzy series, where the corporations are going through the galaxy finding planets they can basically rape for all their resources, and they find these little creatures on this one, and the main character, the hero, is trying to basically keep them from becoming extinct. And they're like, well, they're sapiens. And you're like, well, how can you tell they're sapiens?
Yeah.
So they managed to narrow it down to 3 things: being able to build fire, burying the dead, and like planning ahead is like the 3. Because every time they came up with a new argument, the mega core was like, well, these animals over here bury their dead,
Yeah.
And it was interesting how that was a theme, but it's a great series too. But that's cool.
Why don't you ever talk about it?
I will one day. Which, by the way, Little Fuzzy, for some strange reason, the first book, which is a contained story, has fallen into the public domain. So, guess what I'm doing?
Go for it, man.
Yes.
Put a link down below when you're done.
It'll be a bit because I'm illustrating. I'm doing illustrations for it, and I got a few other illustration gigs that I'm doing first. But yeah, it's in the works.
There's another story by Frederick Brown called Expedition, which I didn't particularly like either because it's basically like they're going to send the first group of 30 people to Mars to figure out to colonize Mars, and it's 1 man and 29 women.
That should have been the name of the story, man. Don't bury the lead.
I like it. 1 man and 29 women. The interesting thing is the structure they use. It's a professor telling about the history of space travel, and they're talking about way back when. And they ask how the captain his name is Captain Maxon, and they're like, how did he get his nickname? And his nickname is Mighty Maxon.
I was gonna say Big Papa.
And you already guessed the end. So I don't even have to spoil it. I don't even have to say spoiler alert because you already guessed the end. That's how he got his nickname. He's Big Papa. There were like 29 women, 1 man, and 29 kids when they came like 9 months later or something, 10 months later. I didn't really care for it. It just felt the way it was written sort of like we're all supposed to be, oh, Mighty Maxon. Oh, that would be great, wouldn't it? I'm like, come on, man. Then I read a couple of more. I'm going to keep reading. Most of them I like. The farther toward so Paul Anderson, Journey's End was really good. If you guys know Paul Anderson, you can tell me whether all of his stories are this good.
He's fairly popular on this side of YouTube.
This one had to do with telepathy, and the introduction by the editor tells me that telepathy was a big theme back in the 50s with science fiction. I don't know if that was because they were studying the brain and trying to figure out, they're figuring out brain waves and like, oh, could it be possible to read somebody else's thoughts, Just
don't get Eames started on Anderson's Dancer from Atlantis.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Ebs, if you're listening or watching, anybody from Ebs, don't get started on Dancer from Atlantis.
It's a total cover buy. There's no other reason to have that book.
Yeah, okay. Well, this one was pretty good. It has a twist ending that I guessed about 2 paragraphs before it happened.
Yeah.
And then finally, Fritz Leiber.
Mm.
Some people say Lieber. Depends, I suppose, on whether he's German. I mean, the word Fritz sounds German to me.
Yeah. He's great. His stuff is mostly great.
This was a good little story. A lot of the great thing about these, they're from a magazine, right? So they're short, like really short, like short stories, right?
Yeah.
So I can sit down with my tea in the evening, my oolong loose leaf tea, which I ran out of. So I'm going to have to drink Rooibos tonight.
Oh, man. Gotta slum it.
Also.
You gotta slum it with the Rooibos.
I have to slum it with the Rooibos.
What's the Fritz Leiber story?
Oh, it is called Journey's End. No, wait. Sorry, that's the one I just said. The Big Trek. It's called The Big Trek. And it really reminded me of, you remember in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy? What?
I might have that, but go ahead.
The Big Trek?
Yeah.
So I won't spoil it for you, but the one thing that a guy ends up on a planet, he doesn't know how he got there. He just kind of wakes up and he sees just this big line from horizon to horizon, this huge column of aliens of all types. What he perceives to be aliens, octopus, lizards. I found a picture on my phone. I wonder if this would be fun to show, because I was trying to read it in bed and I didn't want to have the light on. So I was looking for a Kindle version.
Yeah.
And it was illustrated. And I was like, well, my version's not illustrated.
Yeah.
I think if you do a magazine collection, I think it should be a law that you include the illustrations from the magazine.
It shouldn't be a law that you have to include the illustration. It should be against the law. That law should already exist.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
He sees a column of marching beings from one horizon to the next, and some look like insects, some look like snakes. There's octopus-looking ones, bird-looking ones, and he still doesn't really know what's going on. But it reminded me of, I forget which Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, but when Arthur ends up on this serene planet, and there's the perfectly normal beast that just appears in one spot, and there's this stampede of perfectly normal beasts going from one spot to another in a big long column. It reminded me of that. Because the column ends up disappearing up in the front, and he did what you do. So I don't know where they're going, but I might as well go with them. It must be somewhere good.
Yeah. I think I know how this is going.
Yeah. No, it's pretty cool. I won't spoil it, but I'll say other things. Like he sees what appears to be cities, so he goes to explore the cities, and the cities are just in ruins. Like something chopped them off. Like all the tall buildings are like chopped off halfway up, and they just look like they've been messed up. Right? The cities are deserted except for these weird beasts, hairy beasts that run around on all fours and chase him, and he runs back to the column, to the safety of the column of beings, and goes with them. And then the way it ends is interesting. You kind of see it coming, but it's still kind of neat the way he ends it, and it's got humor, it's got heart. I laughed, I cried. I would see it again and again. It was better than Cats.
That's a bold statement.
Yeah. So anyway, this is a magazine that I read when I can get my hands on it. It's sometimes available on the Kindle. And so when I saw this in Goodwill, I was like, got to get me that. Yeah. And it was, I didn't realize it was from the 50s, so it's cool. I recommend it. I'll be reading more of it. And from now on, every time I see a collection, this is the only one I've ever seen, but if I ever see another one, I'm going to pick it up.
I'll keep an eye out for you too.
Yeah, cool.
Sometimes I run across odd stuff that it's not my wheelhouse, but now that I know that's what you really like, I'll look for it.
It's interesting. It's got the text block there, but not there.
Yeah, I'm not sure why hardbacks do that sometimes. As some of you might know, I'm currently reading Lonesome Dove. I was gonna read like a chapter a week, but I'm like 120 pages into it, and I have to tell myself to stop and read something else for the show. So, yeah, it's I can understand that. I totally get why my dad loved this book. Which, for those of you who don't know, I'm reading this because this was my dad's favorite book. Basically, I'm about 120 pages in, and now there's three main characters. There's this Woodrow Call, Augustus something or other, and Jake Spoon, Augustus McCrae. Okay, so you got Woodrow Call, Augustus McCrae, and Jake Spoon. They're three retired Texas Rangers, and Jake is kind of a roue and a rake and a rounder, and he's running from the law from an accident, and he talks the guys into rounding up a big old bunch of cattle and taking them north to Wyoming. They're down in like Mexico or the Texas-Mexico border, somewhere down there. And so they're putting...
That's how it worked in those days too. You just rounded up a bunch of cattle.
Well, yeah, they snuck into Mexico, stole a bunch of cattle, and headed north. So they're sort of putting the team together in the first 120 pages of it. But it's got Larry McMurtry's dialogue is beautiful, and one of my dad's favorite sayings when he would get done dealing with a customer who was kind of a moron, he would just go like, because Augustus, he's got this line where he says, "Just once, I would like to shoot me an educated man." So yeah, this book is great so far. I'll have more to say about it later on when I'm further into it. But yeah, so I'm having fun reading it. I'm going to keep going with it. Real quick, I'll get into some actual reviews in a minute. But depending on when this video comes out, because we're recording later in the week than we normally do, I'm hoping to have it out by tomorrow, which would be Saturday. When you're going to be on vacation next week, so I'm going to be over on Secret Fire Books with Handsome Tim, and we're going to be discussing the novelization of The Sword and the Sorcerer, which is one of my favorite So Bad It's Good movies that came out during the era of on the heels of Conan.
Sword and the Sorcerer, famously a movie based on a book. So it was a movieization of a book, and then this is the novelization of the movieization of the book, right?
Something like that. But I'm not going to talk about it too much because I don't want to give away anything that we're going to talk about next week on his channel. But and I'll have the link in on our channel for it. But I got about halfway through and I sent Tim a text, and I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, I forgot how trailsman like this book is, and I know that's not his thing, so I'm apologizing, in front of an audience. Sorry about that.
Is it saucy, sleazy, or smutty?
I'm gonna say saucy.
Okay, that's
but
not too bad.
Like, there's a euphemism in this book that I'll tell you when we're not recording. That I dropped the book. I laughed so hard because I read this a long time ago and forgot a good chunk of it. But
here's my rating scale is how many
I laughed out loud.
How many times do they use the word manhood?
At least once so far.
If it's only once, that could still be saucy.
Yeah.
I think if the word manhood appears more than 3 or 4 times, you're getting into sleazy territory.
Yeah,
that's just my rating scale. It's not official.
Yeah, that's a good rating scale. We're by no means experts. We just like what we like. But yeah, Sword and the Sorcerer, we'll be talking about it on his channel next week. I don't know when it's going to come out, but next week we'll be talking about it.
Right on.
I'll do my Hyperborea short story of the week.
It's a Hyperborea update, Bob.
I know he was waiting. Okay, so the story I read this week was I can actually
CAS.
pronounce this name. The Testament of S.O.B.s.
Dum, dum, dum.
S.O.B.s. It's a first person short story, which is interesting in this collection because so far they've been third person. But it's the account of a executioner who prides himself in his skill and his never having to come down with a sword twice, and his accuracy. And one of the funny parts is in the very beginning, he's writing this down. He's writing this testament, and he's like, "I, who am not skilled with a quill, then proceed to be eloquent as everything else." Yeah, everything else that this man has written, it just cracks me up. But it kind of shows to his conceit a little bit because the S.O.B.s is kind of conceited about himself. Well, what happens in this story is, and I'll try not to give away the ending of this one because it is a longer story. But there's this bandit in the hills, right, that keeps coming down and raiding the outskirts of the city. So they catch him one day.
And Smokey catches the bandit.
Yes, and they can't get over how weird he is. He's almost like he doesn't have skin. It's almost like he's kind of like lizard or snake like, you know.
Ooh, serpent.
So they expedite the trial. S.O.B.s cuts off his head.
Ooh.
They bury him, and not long after that, he shows up again.
Oh,
and they catch him, they execute him, they bury him. Lather, rinse, repeat. On the third time they catch him, they decide, all right, here's what we're gonna do. Gonna cut his head off. You take that head, you put it in this little baby casket, and you bury it way over there. And then I'm gonna take the body, and me and some guards are gonna take the casket of the body way over there, and we're gonna watch it all night. Well, S.O.B.s and his guards end up getting drunk because it starts out they're playing cards and having some wine, but you know what it's like. Next thing you know, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. you know, and
the B30 again.
That's right. The body busts out of the casket and like just causes no end of terror through the town, through the city. And I was a little bit like, that's where I'll stop talking about. I don't want to ruin it for anybody who wants to read it. But I got to the ending and I'm like, what even was this story supposed to say? You know, because short stories, as you know, they usually have a message, and it's usually
one
pretty
thing
clear
I
cut.
it's like I want to just say this one thing.
Yeah.
And give me 10, 12 pages and I'll say it. Yeah.
Right. But in the case of Clark Ashton Smith, I don't care.
Slice of life.
Yeah, it's a slice. Literally, it's a 3 times slice of life.
You know, Zombie Snake was my band name in college.
I think I have your EP. There is a neat. Some of the descriptions in this, like the body when it came out of the coffin was hissing in a weird way, and the S.O.B.s describes it as a like the sound that a nest of somnolent vipers would make. And I'm like, I give up.
Somnolent Vipers.
I give up writing.
That was my band name in college.
I will never write anything as clever as that.
I know, right? I think Somnolent Vipers is an emo band, isn't it?
That's right. But you know exactly what that sounds like.
Yes.
It's crazy.
Like Zombie Snakes.
But yeah, if you can... Zombie Snakes. If you're lucky enough to have or be able to find the Hyperborea book by Clark Ashton Smith, it's worth... I mean, don't pay. I've seen it go for hundreds.
Ooh.
You know, mine's pretty beat up, and I paid like $27 for it, and that's a lot for me. But
So
as I've said early on,
for 99 cents.
I have never seen this book in the wild, and I figured I was never going to again, so I grabbed it.
Good for you.
I wish they'd reprint it. Lastly, I finished episode 4 of the S.O.B.s, Show No Mercy. Now, the fun thing, that's not very good. The fun thing about this book is I never read it. I don't know how I skipped over it, but I never read it. I had it in my collection because I got a ton of them at a flea market once, and it was in there, but I have no idea how I didn't read it. So it's kind of fun, like, after all these years, to be able to read a book in the series that I love that I never read.
It's awesome.
And I said in an earlier episode that Robin Hardy, the ghostwriter for Jack Hilton this issue, was Canadian. So he introduced this Canadian pilot to the team, and they spend a lot of time showing just what a badass pilot this guy is, which is pretty cool because he did things with a helicopter that you always hear about, in like Nam. You always hear Nam stories about these great pilots, who could like land on a dime and leave 5 cents change, things like that. Well, in this story, this is what happens in Show No Mercy. Show No Mercy is what happens when a James Bond villain runs into the S.O.B.s. Like you're not going to find Nile Barabbas like strapped to a laser getting sliced in half, but because Goldfinger is going to whip out that laser and Beck's going to rewire it and blow up the entire base, and they're going to kill everyone on the way out. Well, in this case, the James Bond villain is this 7-foot-tall cult leader named Jeremiah. He's huge. He weighs like 500 pounds, and he's like 7 feet tall. And he's got this cult down in this story takes place in Honduras, El Salvador, and I forget what the third country is in that region. And he's drugging his cultists. He's stealing arms from there's an American base in Germany, but they steal a bunch of arms, load it onto like a tanker, and there's a fun scene where they have to go through the Panama Canal. Nice. So you almost feel like you're there, And from there, the weapons go, they're taking the weapons to the cultists. Well, the S.O.B.s basically are hired to go in and liquidate the problem because a particular senator who uses these guys a lot has had dealings with the cultists and wants to basically clear out, cover his tracks. It's a pretty common trope. But so the arms get stolen from Germany, go through the canal up into the Gulf of, I forget what it is, but like I said, it's Honduras, El Salvador, and a third country, but I can't think what it is off the top of my head. What this guy wants to do with these weapons is James Bond villain. He wants to create complete and utter chaos so that all 3 of these countries blame each other, go to war with each other, and then he steps in and takes over. And he has his big utopia that he wants to plan, So it's like, making the Russians think the Americans are launching the nuke and vice versa. It's one of those kind of plots, but on a much smaller scale. So the S.O.B.s go down there. They meet these rebels who basically help even the odds because there's hundreds of the cult has hundreds of soldiers. The entire team is in this. Everybody gets to shine. Everybody gets their moment in the sun. O'Toole gets to blow shit up. Beck, their tech guy, gets to reroute, missiles. The 2 Navy guys one of the guys gets to basically pilot the boat through the canal, and he's just jonesing out because he gets to do this, They have to divide up, take out all the different factions because all these armies are going to all these countries. Then it comes down to a wild showdown where the drugs that Jeremiah is using to control his cultists, he then drops a bunch of cyanide into their water and does a Jim Jones on them and wipes them all out. And there's a big fight between Barabbas and Jeremiah at the end. This is actually the book. In the early days, the senator could walk. Later on, he's in a wheelchair and he blames Barabbas. Well, this is why. Because Jeremiah basically takes him and does the knee drop.
Oh, right.
Breaks his back,
Yeah.
and leaves him for dead. But no, he's not dead. He comes back later to hire and antagonize the S.O.B.s. One of the S.O.B.s doesn't make it out alive. I won't say who, but
Who?
I won't say.
Oh, okay.
I think I mentioned this particular character at length in my first review. So if you want to go back and watch the first one, you'll figure out who it is. But in my mind, he's essentially a redundant character because he does some of the things that some of the other characters do as well. So you still get, it's still, we're in book 4 and we still don't know who's going to make it out alive. Now, I know in book 5, another one dies, but that's a story for another day. A lot of people complained that the first issue had like so little action in it, but this book, the last half of it is firefight after firefight after firefight. It's so good. And there's a supporting character that I don't know, as far as I know, he never comes up again, but there's this character that is from Barabbas's past, who the guys go to, the S.O.B.s go to get weapons from for their mission.
Mm-hmm.
And like when he finds out, oh, you're with Barabbas, take whatever you want. I owe that man my life. Take everything you want, and they do. But his name is Silver John, not to be confused with Silver John from the Manly Wade Wellman stories that Pope Island is so fond of. But yeah, this is a great book. There's a little blurb in the back because Jack Hild is a pen name, right? And to perpetuate that, in issues after this, episodes after this, they put like letters that people write, about Jack Hild, like testimonies. This says, though still an American citizen, Jack Hild is no longer resides in the United States. His current whereabouts are unknown. No one associated with Gold Eagle, that's the company, no one associated with Gold Eagle Books has ever seen Jack in person or in a photograph, or has ever spoken to him directly. His publishers deal with him through his European attorney agent, who forwards contracts, checks, fan mail. If you should ever meet Jack Hild and are sure that it's really him, let us know. We'd like to hear about it. They really play up this fictional character. It's great. Yeah, that's what I've been up to. I think I'm over my reading slump.
It sounds like it. I forgot to mention I finished Treasure.
Oh, cool.
Point. No, I like it. This is like watching it's very 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Very 90s,
Mm-hmm.
I think I talked about I like the way he deals with it's men's adventure. So there's going to be some men are strong, women need to be protected kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But the woman in this one doesn't really need to be protected.
Nope.
She will accept help just like a man would, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she doesn't need it. She could be her own superhero, right?
Yeah.
And the way it ends is fun. As well. I was left on a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
And I could see what you had mentioned. I'd like to find the others in the series because there's some interesting characters that get introduced, and you could tell this guy's good with electronics, especially if they need to be disabled.
Yeah.
He also happens to be the guy that knows everything about every indigenous culture and exotic culture in the world. He knows all the details and the history and all that stuff. So I think it's. I would love to read more Max Donovan.
Same. All right. Well, I think that's going to wrap it up for this episode. Does Bob have anything to say?
Well said. Well said. That's a good point. I always forget that. But
yeah,
Bob
I couldn't have said it better myself.
He will always remind us. That's for sure.
All right. Well, like I said, next week Steve's going to be on vacation, so who knows what's going to happen? But we'll be back.
Anything
we'll be back after that.
Probably will.
You're like Murphy's Law of vacation.
What's that, Bob? No, I told you this already. You're not going, but somebody's coming over to feed you. Okay. You know them. Yes, it's your Uncle Sam. Yeah, it's your uncle, Sam.
All right. Well, on that note, I'm Paul.
I'm Steve.
And the next time you're looking for something to read,
check yourself. Nobody. The people
cares.
that watch our channel.
Yeah, they care. All 300 of them.
All 300. Congratulations, by the way.
Yeah, same to you, mister. I didn't do this, on my own.
What's that? Oh, yeah. Bob rightly pointed out it's been since he was on the show that things really took off.
We did get a lot more viewers after that. So, yeah.
Good job, buddy.
Yeah.